Liverpool dropping points yesterday in that 1-1 draw against Spurs. Jurgen Klopp, after the game, wasn't particularly complimentary about the style of the opponents.
How impressed were you with the way Spurs defended?
I'm sorry, I'm the wrong person for that. I don't like this kind of football. But that's my personal problem. I think they're world class, and I think they should do more for the game. Having a game against Liverpool and having 30% possession. But it's my problem. I cannot coach it, so that's why I cannot do it. So yes, world class players block all the balls. Really difficult. Atletico Madrid is doing it. So fine, they've won whatever in the past. Fine, absolutely fine. It's just I can't. So, but yes, I respect everything what they do, but it's not me.
Thoughts?
Well, it's not a surprise. Not that he's saying that. It's not a surprise that Conte's sides line up that way, that Spurs line up that way. So it's not come as a shock. I don't have a problem with the way he phrased it. I would have a problem when he's talking about world-class players. I mean, they have two world-class players in Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. You might throw Hugo Lloris in there, possibly, as a World Cup winner. But that's about it. It was a difficult game for Liverpool, we know that. It was difficult to break Tottenham down. They were super organised, 5 at the back in the end, 4 in midfield, Harry Kane up front. But they did break well, Tottenham. They did break well at times. And that's the Antonio Conte way of setting a side up. Go back to Klopp. I don't really have I don't think it's sour grapes. I think he was very honest there and said, look, it's just not how I would coach a team. That's not what he wants to see in his team. That's not what he wanted to see when he got the Liverpool job. He didn't envisage building a team that was structured to hit on the counter and defensively solid and block. But however, that's how Jose Mourinho for many years had success. That's how Antonio Conte's had success, and other managers. And we just have to face it. Not everybody in this league is Manchester City and Liverpool. And so you're going to face those tricky opposition that are well organised. And it just so happened it came at a very untimely time of the season when they were desperate for a result. So I don't really have I don't think he's griping or doing anything like that. I think he just gave an honest answer there that, yeah, Conte coaches well, but just he doesn't like doing it that way.
Frank?
Well, as much as I like, and everybody knows the way Liverpool plays, and I absolutely love Klopp's philosophy of football, you know, I think his comment doesn't make any sense, and I don't understand why he even answered to that, because, you know, there is not only one football way, there is many ways of playing football, and Italy proved for like 30 years that defending was an art and you could win a lot with that. Yeah, it's not his philosophy, but it's like more a frustrating answer to the press because he knows that he maybe lost the race for the title today. It will be a complete suicide, and Conte and the Tottenham players will be kamikaze to go at Anfield and play offensively and open up because of the talent of the team that you're facing. The only way to get a point, to get something out of Anfield right now, is to defend deep, block every actions, and make sure that you don't concede goals. That's the only hope that you have against a fantastic team. So Jurgen Klopp should understand a little bit more the philosophy of defending against him, and maybe accept that more than he just commented.
Shaq?
Yeah, I'm with Frank. I don't understand why Jurgen Klopp felt the need to say something here. Listen, I understand you see your team drop 2 points against a very defensive Spurs, and and the implications around the title race, and you feel frustrated as a result. At the same time, this couldn't have been a surprise. The way Spurs played was not a surprise. And in that same interview, he spoke about Spurs taking points off Manchester City and Chelsea and Liverpool, and yet still finishing 5th. So you know what Spurs are doing. You know how Antonio Conte set his teams up, and why you felt the need to kind of express that frustration now is beyond me. Listen, let Spurs do what they feel is right. You do what you feel is right, and let the game play. This is not new. This is an old tactic from managers we've seen for quite some time, and it doesn't make it any better that it's Jurgen Klopp. I personally just find it distasteful because it's none of his business.
It's, I mean, sometimes we want honesty from players and managers and open up rather than the usual guff we get from players in particular who are told by PR departments to say very little. I just think he was asked a question here and gave an answer.
Right.
It wasn't like he brought it up and aired his frustrations out the blue. I mean, he could have said, I'm not speaking about Tottenham, I only talk about my team, I suppose. But he did just air an opinion that we all know to be correct, that his teams play an open, dynamic game, and this Tottenham team don't. Now there's obviously an element of frustration in that comment because of the result, but ultimately all he said is like, I like to play the game in a more entertaining way,
right?
And they don't. Look, we criticise Atletico Madrid in particular recently because we've been talking about them a lot for something similar. So I don't know. It's I get it. Say nothing and keep your mouth shut. But sometimes we want an honest answer from players and managers, and yeah, some might find it distasteful. I just thought it was an honest take on how his team faced a frustrating game against a side that just wouldn't open up.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.